Next step, this is the most important thing, I have video right here, okay? If you notice, I have labeled these, and this helps a lot when you're reworking sound effects. I have this called 1, and this is the end of 3, okay? My next sound bite, which is right here, is called 1, and it's the end of 1. That's supposed to be the end of 1. And then there's 2A, so here's 1.
Confetti is a crazy spell.
So here's
you
2A.
Almost got it.
Here's 2B.
That was good, but...
And the reason I put those markers at the beginning and the end is because when you're scrolling up and down this thing, you need to see where things are going. Some notes is, see how I've had to take the reverb on the music off. After you mix everything and you got it really good, the very last thing you're going to want to do is start listening to it. And you're going to want to come in here with the sub, this like music sub, and let's just, for example, I'll show you in a like. Now see how that booms right there? I'm going to highlight this because I want that to boom. I'm going to go to this music sub, and I'm just going to drop that sucker a little bit. And it's going to make it feel like that thing popped out, okay? So really what I do is I mix like that.
Confetti! Stand back!
So I have a small space between the voice and the sound effects.
Stand.
So right about there, I would get more detailed otherwise. So I might pop that up. And you go through the whole thing between sound effects and all that stuff to make sure, and it really helps a lot. Now listen to this.
Stand back!
And really, you won't even notice it. And toy sound effects are the worst because the IC chip is so small. All right, now the point of what you do. There's some philosophies of mixing, except for make sure that your music is in the music tracks. Make them separately, bounce them down, re-import them, mix the music. Go to the sound effects, mix the sound effects. All right, but in this particular project, what we're going to do is you're just going to change out what's already there. That's what's really important. Hopefully you made it to this part of the video because I've added other stuff. You're just going to change out video and voice. So we're going to call this video final old. Now let's import new video. All right. So now I go to video and we go to my FTV videos. This is why, because it's so much easier to be bouncing back and forth. Girls wands. Darn it. Pink wand is the most boring YouTube video in the world. Spells. Pink video from Chris. I'm Jim. He's Chris. He gives me video. I give him sound. And we are on confetti spell. And I'm sorry, I want the blue wand because we're going to turn it into the blue wand. All right, so from Chris. And where's my confetti spell? Right here. Now, what I need is, I don't need the all. I need 1A, A, B, and 3. So I highlight all of these. I hit OK. I know some of this stuff is really simple. Don't put it on the main video track because you're going to want all this stuff there. You may have to reference it. You want to import audio. Okay, you hit open and you're going to make sure all that stuff comes in. Now, this is my old video, right? And that's my old voiceover. And this is my new. So I'm going to So the blue is playing. So that we'll just call this blue. And we'll call this pink. All right. Okay, so the very first thing that has to happen is, where is my pink video? Oops. Yeah, the blue. No, that's probably the pink. Okay, let me see. I'm all confused now. Let's see.
Confetti!
Yeah, this is pink. Sorry. Pink V. And this is the blue V. The blue video. I make mistakes a lot. Okay. Now.
Confetti!
Okay, so here is the blue video. I like to put the blue video with the blue audio, which will be gone. All right. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is take these, and they have to work together because they're synced up. is I'm going to move this one out of the way. These two, I'm getting them out of the way. But they're going to end up in here, right? This is my 3, and I want this one down here. Man, is that crazy? It is almost the same length, all right? Now, I can take this, and I can push it up here, okay? Now, before we get on to that, let's take this one and plop it right here. Now, if you look, it's a little bit longer right in there, right? So I'm just, for the hell of it, I'm going to push this back, or no, we'll put it forward, okay? Now I go get my other 2, right? We take this one. This is part A, so it says A right there. I'm going to plop that right here. I'm going to take this one, and we're going to plop this one right here. Now, if you notice, it's shorter. That's the tweaking, all right? Now, we don't need the old voiceover except for a reference. So I would like to take this and move this sucker over there. Now it looks like my automation got messed up, and that's okay because I need to re-automate all that stuff anyway, right? So let's get rid of that. So this is my reference audio. This and these are all synced up, and they can go right there. Now, what do we have? We solo this, and this is final, VO final, right? Okay, so now we know I'm going to solo the voice.
Confetti!
If you look at her voice, it's kind of synced up. It's
Stand back!
That's really weird. Hold on.
Stand back!
I messed up somewhere. I did. Okay, here's where I messed up. This is pink, and this is blue. So this is why we check it. All right.
Confetti!
So if you look, it's about the same volume. And also another thing you can notice, see how this says +7? Well, that means I mixed that at +7. When all these voiceovers recorded, they were kind of all recorded at the same time. So I just know I can push that sucker up to about, 0.4, 0.7. So if I do that to start out with, I'm mostly there. So these are like, you can just write these down almost like a to-do list. It's like an assembly line. Okay? I know it's tedious and less creative. We'll get to the more creative stuff. All right?
Confetti!
Does that make sense? Okay. Now we want to watch it. So the first thing we can do is just watch everything. And this video, I'm going to get rid of it because it's gone. So I'm going to say, I'm just going to basically hide it, I guess. Normally I would get rid of it. I like to clean stuff up. This I do not need. So I'm going to delete that. Okay. Now let's see what we got. Here's our little video. And go from the beginning.
Confetti!
Okay, now that's all messed up. Now what I want to do is I want to see my video again, personally. So I'm going to show this again. I want to see what was actually going on in my sound bites that made them basically do that. So I'm going to mute the voiceover. And just as a note, I do like what you did with that. I didn't even, those little sparkles, I didn't even call those out, okay? So we know right there that bling, if it was good and you didn't want to upgrade it, we'd have to go to the sound effects. So where is that bling? That's right here. So I know the first thing I can do is start moving these around, and I don't even have to. So if you take these soundbite by soundbite, then you can see this stuff right here is probably that thing there, right? So that's all that. And you can't help but see this stuff and then want to like upgrade it too. And I understand that. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, man, I would move that into order. And then this right here is a swish. Let's find our center. I like to find the center, hit Command comma, Option comma, Apple comma, and then I'm going to find the top of my fountain, bang. I'm going to put a thing, say top. So markers are, this is for soundbite placement, and I'm just going to line that up there. Now this will go. Okay. and that's lined up. Now I'm going to do that with everything, but really what I should have done is I can already see that this and this all go together. All right, so let's find my soundbite again. Top, I'd spend more time normally. And then I'm going to take these. Oops, saw it move. And I'm going to group those on that line. And also, I'm going to Option, Command, and group that together. Because also, when I start mixing, I like to be able to mix this whole soundbite together a lot of times. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, now we're mostly there. See how fast that was? Now the voiceover should be there. And then so the canon starts at about the same time. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to mark out my canon spot. Okay, which is bang. So then I'm going to go like this. You want to, and you hit the enter button on your keypad and I go bang. Now I can see that all of this stuff, right, is basically all the big bang. Right? And you're probably wondering why these are not perfectly lined up. Because I like them to flam. They sound better when they're not completely lined up, or it sounds like one solid dealing bob. So I'm going to go like this for now. And I'll go group, which is Option Command G. And then I can move this sucker over. And then I go, see, that right there. Now, let's go to the music. Now that we've seen that, you know how to do the rest of that and see what we ended up with. Now, since this one looks like it's cutting off a little shorter, so I'm going to take my end and I'm going to put this here so I know. Well, now that makes it really easy. I know no sound bites are supposed to cross that line. So